No,
What about a Ballista branded coffee?
yes.
Hell yeah. My favorite band of all time is Descendants, so their special roast is also like delicious. That'd be awesome. That'd be a dream come true.
Put out their own coffee like creamer. That's the cream of the crop Ballista.
Hey.
Welcome to the 129th episode of the Cast that Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris Dearings of the show where I interview bands and public figures from the Mathcore adjacent community. My guest today dropped their debut album, Ballista Territory, back in February through Don't Stress Flower Press. Welcome in, Ballista. How's it going?
Hello.
Howdy, bro.
Howdy.
Am I calling the album the right thing? Is it Ballista Territory or is it Territory?
Ballista Territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't completely sure what was going on with that. So looks like you. Oh, why don't you start by introducing yourselves and what you do in the band?
Yeah, I'm Jonathan. I play guitar.
River, I do vocals.
I'm Robert. I play drums.
I'm Zach. I play bass.
Edward, I play guitar.
Alrighty. Looks like you started your Facebook in 2016. So you guys have been around for 6 years now?
More give or take. We played our first show in 2017, so I usually base our birthday off of that.
Okay.
So we're 5 this year.
Still, that's a long time to be together.
Yeah.
How did you guys come together?
My ex at the time opened up to me about her past with sexual assault, and I wrote a song about it. The first song we put out, Cleanse. And like I was just kind of like sitting on it. So I just write lyrics every once in a while. Like this is the thing that I've always done. But like I was like, I just want to like perform this song and like just like talk about it. So I messaged Jonathan because we had been in a band prior to that. And I was like, hey, you want to start a band? Like let's get something going. And so it just kind of started from there. And then we picked up other members like while Jonathan was starting to write. None of them are in the band anymore, but most of them are still our homies. But yeah, and then just eventually we picked up all these dudes.
Alrighty. And how did you all get involved in the band? When did y'all come in?
I came in like
At the end of 2017.
Yeah, end of 2017. Because I was playing in Unity with River at the time, and then she told me that they needed a drummer, so I just came in, played their songs, and eventually we just ended up writing like even more and more, and that's pretty much it.
I've known like everyone in this room for like 10 years. Like Edward and I played in bands before. Jonathan and I were in a band called Omission before. Rob and I played a show randomly together like a couple years back as well. So I've known a lot of these. I've known everyone here for quite a while. So whenever they were sort of looking for a bass player, I was just kind of there at the right time.
And I just joined November, December?
Yeah, like December. Yeah.
He's a newbie.
So are you
these
on
are
the
fair.
recordings then, Ed, or did you come after they were done?
I came after. I was there during mixing, and I'm just happy to be here.
So it sounds like you guys are actually really tight together and have been tight for a long time then. So that's awesome that you could be in a band with friends and like it all work out and everything. Like a lot of bands just like fall apart so easy. It's cool you could do it. Why pick the name Ballista?
So, like back, I think I was 10 years old. I remember I got Fire Emblem for Christmas on the Game Boy Advance, and I just always liked the ballistas in that game. And so fast forward to from 10 years old to when I was, I think, like 20 years old, my very first band broke up, and we like half started a band. I was like, I want to name it Ballista, but then we never did anything. And so then whenever me and Jonathan started this band, I was like, I'm gonna name the band Ballista. It's gonna happen. And so that's just how it happened. And then I found out like a couple years after that apparently like another name for a ballista, like the medieval weapon, was a bolt thrower, like the death metal band. And I was like, that makes it even more badass. There's a synonym for bolt thrower.
That's awesome. I did also see. I think it was on your EP and it's on your album now. The acronym COTC. It's like on the skeleton's forehead or something. What is that exactly? Like corn on the cob or what? What is that?
Well, look, it's up for interpretation.
So I think it was like the second time we ever played Oklahoma. So it was probably like back in 2017. We were driving to Oklahoma, and I just randomly brought up an old Macho Man Randy Savage promo that he did, where he was like, he was talking about how he was the cream of the crop, and he pulls out a little coffee creamer.
What?
And so we like on the fly, we were like, let's just play that clip before the set at the show tonight. So we did, but then we just started doing it all the time, and so we just made the acronym of cream of the crop, COTC, and so now it's like just a part of our thing. I have it tattooed on my arm. Like it's just a thing that we do now.
A lot of Ballista is just wrestling gimmicks when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Every town you go to, call Ballista territory.
Yep.
It's just like a lot of like 80s wrestling type stuff.
Are y'all like big into wrestling and stuff then?
Yeah.
A lot of us are.
That's awesome. There's a lot of people in here in chat today, more than I was expecting. So that's awesome. We got Don't Stress Flower Press in here. We got Chonks Barkley. I need to know all about the snare on this album. It's fucking amazing. We got
Snare. Robert, talk about the snare.
Damn, it's a Vinnie Paul snare. But like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that snare. I just be making it sound good by ear. That's all. That's all it takes. I got it 120 off of Craigslist like years ago. Those snares go for a lot, and this dude sold it to me for like $120. So I gotta fucking steal one of that shit.
And recording wise, when we recorded, because we produced the album ourselves, recording wise, we just mic it up with an SM57 on the top, SM57 on the bottom, just reverb the hell out of it, and use the Joey Sturgis gain reduction compressor.
Okay, nice, dude. A lot of people use that. A lot of people tell me they use the Joey Sturgis gain reduction thing or reducer thing. Apparently, it's insane.
For vocals, it's like we use like just to kind of peel back the curtain a little bit. We use like an $80 microphone on the entire album for vocals. Through that gain reduction compressor, sounds like you're using $1,000 microphone. It sounded really good.
Why don't I ask it for $200 then?
Well, if you have the SM57, why not just use that as a vocal mic instead of a different one?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, you got those for $80? Well, nice. Okay.
No, so the vocal microphone was actually it's a SM58 clone.
No, that's right.
So it's got like a little darker sound to it. It's not as direct, but it's still a direct microphone. Okay. But it
sounds good. Yeah, it sounds really good. Awesome. And I just trying to think new things out. Threw it on the snare and it just popped. I don't know. It sounded really cool, so we kept it.
We also got Deja Vidco in chat. It says, Robert, I love you, and repeats your name a lot. So they really love you.
Yes. I'm wondering what the fuck that is.
We also got Polaroids myself in chat, who makes a lot of awesome live videos and stuff like that. Says, I love Ed and his mustache. And Champagne's 14. Diet Coke is dookie, and it is. Diet Coke's terrible.
No.
I agree with your fan here.
It's the same person.
You ain't. Hold up.
Wait, Champagne, is that Chris?
It's Chris.
That's
Chris. And Diet Coke's dookie. Chris from Louisiana.
Chris is pretty base. The Diet Coke is pretty garbage.
Well, this has been fun.
Wait, so y'all dig Diet Coke then? Is this a big like Diet Coke band or?
Zach and I do. Yeah.
I don't support it.
Okay.
Well, Zach and I are Diet Coke heads.
Fanatics.
Diet Coke heads.
So you guys dropped what is it? I think it's a demo. Then you did 2 singles and an EP, correct? Before this?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the Cleanse demo. That was Boot Heel and Atone as a single together.
Slither
Marionette as a single together. Possessed by Guilt as a single, and then the EP and then the album.
Okay.
And then I guess.
Shout out to Don't Stress Flower Press for the sub, by the way. That's awesome. Thank you.
Shouts out.
So now you dropped your debut album, Ballista Territory. What's different this time around than on your other stuff, your older stuff?
What I'll say is mostly different is that Ballista Territory is like an actual like completely cooperative project. Like it was one of the very like I wouldn't say it's like the first time, but it's the first time that we got together as band members and wrote cohesively. Like everybody brought their own stuff to the table. And it was the first time that it was like that. And I mean, shit, it was awesome.
It turned out perfectly.
So much fun.
It's exactly what I wanted a Ballista album to sound like.
So is it usually more like one person directing all the writing and stuff, or how does that work?
It's always been like a group effort, like since I joined, I guess, because like it's the only difference is like from the EP and the album is the EP we wrote it in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The album we took like a whole year.
You're right.
Yeah, we did take a while.
Okay, so just like more effort put in on the writing end and stuff like that. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
A lot more attention to detail, I would say.
Yeah, because you guys did some re-recording.
Yeah.
We have a whole
Yeah,
bunch
we
of
recorded
re-recording.
the whole album once and redid the whole thing because there are just so many things. After playing them live, things that we changed.
So what genre do you consider yourselves?
Metal.
Yeah, just a metal band. Because one thing that like ever since we kind of started, because like the first time I ever messaged Jonathan to like get the band started, because me and him both have like even back then we had like a really wide variety of like heavy bands that like we liked and like influences and stuff. And so I never really wanted it to be a band that fits into like a very specific category. Like, I just wanted it to sound like riffs that we like, regardless of where they might fall on the metal subgenre scale.
Right.
And so I would just call us a metal band because we got so many different influences just in the album. Yeah.
Right. You guys have you're obviously a hardcore band, so I would say that's like, the base level, but you got like death metal parts, black metal parts. There's like melodic parts, some like more straightforward metallic hardcore stuff. You guys are kind of all over the spectrum, but it all comes together. It's not like, it doesn't seem like you're jumping too much from genre to genre. Or like a stark difference. I mean, like you're not changing, like you're not doing like a 360 or whatever, 180 or whatever in the middle of a song. What are your influences that go into this?
Well, I'll say this first. I was listening to a lot of Entombed's first 4 albums.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same, to be honest.
All 4 of those first albums, and specifically really took a lot of inspiration from Clandestine and Wolverine Blues by Entombed. Those albums, I was like, you know what? Let's throw a rock riff right here. Let's do a dance beat at the end of this song.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's where most of my where I was coming from. Anyways. So
And I guess for me, lyrically, I've always been very influenced by, and like I don't like when I read back my lyrics, like I don't think it necessarily like reads necessarily the same as them, but I take a lot of influence from my favorite band of all time, Slipknot, because I think Corey Taylor's just like a phenomenal like just songwriter. I don't think that like I write lyrics necessarily like him, but I always find myself listening to Slipknot songs to kind of like figure out what kind, like how to like, I guess, conjure like the imagery I want out of like the lyrics that I write. So that's probably the main influence for lyrics, I guess. And then vocals, I kind of just wing it. I don't know anything about technique or anything like that. So I kind of just like, I'm going to yell, and if it sounds good, it sounds good.
Well, that was gonna be the next thing I was gonna ask was lyrical inspiration. Your lyrics seem to be mainly about how shitty existence is, I guess is a good way to say it. Is that the basic idea of the album?
More or less. Like, I don't know. I always, because I'm always writing lyrics, whether we have like an instrumental for me to put them to or not. And then I'll usually go back and try to fit them to whatever instrumental we end up making. But yeah, most of the lyrics just come from however I'm feeling like that day, I guess, or whenever I'm in the mood to write the lyrics. Like, for example, like some of the songs are just kind of like, for take an example, like the title track, Ballista Territory, that was kind of just like I was going to write a heavy song that just has like heavy lyrics, but like I still kind of relate to it, I guess. But I just like them. I just thought it sounded cool, so I wrote them. But then there's songs like God's Image. I wrote about like body dysmorphia and gender dysphoria and just not feeling comfortable and with who I am and stuff like that. So I try to make it as personal as possible, but I try to make it personal, but not so personal other people can't relate. Because I know, like, with Slipknot songs, whenever I find a topic in a Slipknot song that I can relate to, that always, whenever I found, like, even not even just Slipknot, like other bands, like if it's a song I really relate to lyrically, I tend to like gravitate towards that band more and stuff like that. And I really like the way that would always make me feel. So I thought it'd be cool to be able to do the same thing for other people as well.
I was feeling that like on the God's Image. I assume that's the name of the song, right? Yeah, on that one,
Yeah.
I was thinking it was like trying to like fit your life, like your lifestyle into the mold that like your parents wanted you to be in or something. And I didn't think at all about gender or whatever, but that makes sense too. That works there too. So your lyrics can work on multiple levels, and multiple people can like find meaning in them.
Exactly, and that's what I always like hope for. Because even if it's not like the intention I put behind it, writing it, if someone else can find some kind of connection to it or anything, then that makes me happy. Like whether or not it's exactly what I wrote the song for or anything, it's cool to hear people connecting the stuff that I write, I guess.
We got someone in the chat, Gristle Media, asking about the significance of number 90.
90. Let's go. Gristle was our original bassist. He played drums in my very first band, and he and I have been friends for what year is it? 2022 now?
Yeah.
So we've been friends since 2007. So like 14, 15 years now. So that's one of my best friends. He often comes with us on like runs. He does merch for us and everything. That's the boy. I see fucking Pat is in here too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Also, I was glad Baggy asked about 90, but still, we're trying to get this figured out.
Pete Looper. Yeah, 90. I don't know. Pat came up with 90. I'm pretty sure.
Are we giving credit to Pat?
I'm pretty sure Pat invented it.
Okay.
Pat confirmed.
What does it mean exactly?
I don't.
Absolutely nothing.
I need Pat to tell the story. I see him in here. He said there's extensive lore. If I remember correctly, a story that I heard about 90 one time was that Pat was on tour and they were getting like fast food or something. And he said 99 to the drive-through worker or something like that. I don't remember.
You remember whenever Frank Ocean came out with Blonde, and on one song he says, "Ooh, 90." It was just like, what the fuck?
Other Pathetic in chat says, don't let them pull you into this. And Don't Just Flower Press says, let's start limiting the physical releases to 90 instead of 100.
I'm down. I'm down. That 90, like I know it like started with Pat, but there was a good chunk of time in like the metalcore scene in Dallas where just everybody was just screaming 90 in between band sets all the time and just yelling at the bands. That was a good era.
So, you guys recorded this on your own, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all like built a studio and stuff, or did you go like rent out one, or how did that all work out?
So basically, we all were sitting down one day. We're like, at least me. I was trying to think of like a cost-effective way to put music out, and I was like, fuck it, let's all go in on like an interface, microphones, microphone cables, and we did. And then our drummer Robert, yeah, this guy we know, so we just set it all up at Robert's house, and we just started tracking there, and we learned along the way. So, I mean, I had most of the prior knowledge about how to record stuff, but yeah.
Man, like recording drums isn't the easiest thing in the world, though. You need like 6 microphones or something to get it properly, something like that.
Yeah. We bought 8-channel Scarlett interface, just like your sort of bare bones interface, but we bought a pack of drum mics it was just one beta drum mic, like for the kick, and just a shit ton of SM57s. And it came with drum clips and everything, and it was pretty cost effective. It was only like
It was a grand.
it was $1,000 for that and the interface.
Yeah.
Like, so we were just like, we're at a point where like we can go somewhere and pay someone that does not know what we want to sound like, to be brutally honest, $3,000 to do an album, or we could just invest in this ourselves and make it sound how we want to sound.
And be able to do that for like the foreseeable future. Too.
Yeah,
We can just
exactly.
do it ourselves.
Do y'all have like experience recording and mixing and mastering all that stuff, or was this the first time? Like,
Bro, this whole thing is Zach, bro. Like, if I'm being honest,
everything.
Like I fucked around with Reaper a lot whenever, I was not in a band and I just wanted to write to, be expressive. But other than that, when it came to like miking up stuff, like that was mostly him. But, everything else, like just messing around on Reaper for so long and sort of thinking about how you would do it and how you would mix it if you actually had the means to do a live album like that. Because I already had like all the drum samples that I liked in my Reaper library and all that stuff. And I would just layer the different reverb tones that I liked on it and get a drum sound that sounds more raw. So I essentially just did like the same thing when it came to the rest of the album, just except everything happened to be live.
so you mixed and mastered it as well?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, dude, that's awesome, man. So this is the first thing you've ever mixed and mastered, then, because you did a really good job on it. If this is the first thing.
No, well, thank you first of all. But Robert and I were in a band called Snora. He's in that band. I guess this is kind of breaking it. It's not Soledad.
Oh yeah.
But we were in a band called Soledad, and I did our first EP. That was the first thing I did, and then our friends in Amnesia Garden, who if you never,
I saw them a couple nights ago, actually. So yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome band.
we go way back with them. Like as long as I've known everyone here, I recorded their EP. I did the 2 singles for us, obviously, but yeah, this is like the first full-length project.
Okay. Okay. Awesome, man.
So-
How long did it take y'all to get this all finished?
We record. I think I mentioned this earlier, but we recorded essentially the entire album, but we were kind of listening to it like
Something's off.
because we started recording the album before I did Soledad and Amnesia Garden, and once I did those 2 projects, I was just like doing these 2. I've gotten way better, at dialing in tones and miking shit up. So we're just like, we sat down one day and we're just like, look, let's just redo it and we'll knock it all out. And we grinded for about 4 months on that and finally finished it, mixed it for about a month, and yeah, so just learn more along the way.
God damn, dude, recorded it twice. Jesus.
Yeah.
I think you were mixing it up until like the week of.
It was
like
like
a week
7
before.
days before we put it out. We were mixing it. I literally hit up Robert like at 10 o'clock one night, like, bro, can I come over? I want to remix some stuff.
There was so many times where like he would leave and then he would like come back 30 minutes later. He's like, bro, this is bothering me. I'm gonna go back.
Like, I'm just now getting to a point where I can listen to the album and not be like, Kick needs to come up here, Snare needs to come up here. Like, I'm just now getting to the point where I can kind of enjoy it and appreciate it.
You guys have a lot of samples on the album. Some of them, like, I can kind of understand what they're saying, but I generally have no idea what the samples are saying. What's going on with those?
So the samples. Hang with your sample. So the samples in Ballista territory are there's like an urban legend of like a cursed poem in Japan. And so I just did text to speech of it in Japanese, and then I translated it to English and did text to speech for that too. And I just layered it on each other. Just I thought it sounded really cool.
Oh
Just
yeah,
a random,
it sounds sick. I was just having a hard time like catching up with what it was saying.
random thing that I threw on there. And then I'm trying to think of what the other ones are. In the single version of 1,000 Stitches, 2,000 Cuts, I have a sample from some French movie. I don't remember what it's called. I saw the clip one time just as screenshots of the scene on the internet. I was like, that's fucking hard. And it's a woman asks, what's your like goal in life, essentially? And the guy responds, to become immortal and then die. I just thought that was awesome. And then also one of my favorite samples we made ourselves in the studio. It's also in 1000 Stitches. It's during the bass break. You can hear like the like knife and the screaming. We just got 2 knives at Robert's and we're like smacking them together to make the knife sound. And Zach was in the corner of the room. And we had the mic in the middle of the room. And he was like, I'm just gonna scream like a Civil War patient. As that's where that one came from. It was the funniest thing in the world. And the rest of us were trying not to laugh while he was doing it. And then it just ended up sounding awesome whenever we listened to it back. In Absolute Terror, before the breakdown, it's audio from the end of Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion movie, when Shinji's crying and then Asuka says Komochi Warari, which means essentially like you're pathetic or I feel bad or you're disgusting kind of thing. Just felt like throwing that in there because that's my favorite anime. So
it's a sick anime. It's a good anime.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Actually, it's my all-time favorite. Trying to think of all of them. What else do we have?
Thorns.
Oh, Thorns. The first sample is it's a clip from whenever like the news used to like be scared of death metal and everything and would like try to warn parents about the dangers of death metal. So the first clip is from some expert, I guess they had on the news, that was saying that death metal makes people want to kill themselves because the bands like want you to, which obviously isn't true. But then the clip at the end of that song is of Jodi Arias talking about killing her boyfriend. Just because I thought it was a hard quote. A lot of them were just like stuff that I thought sounded cool. That's most of them.
I think that's it.
That's most of them at least.
Got a lot of random stuff going on in there. I like it.
It's most of the clips are the stuff that I thought sounded cool that would fit with kind of the themes of some of the songs.
So we got True Grit Hardcore 89 in chat. Ask them about their favorite beer. What's your favorite beer?
So we've strayed from the path. So for years, we would always say that Miller High Life was the band beer, but you can only drink so many Miller High Lifes without them sponsoring you before you get kind of sick of it.
Yeah, I think that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Because we've been putting on for Miller High Life. We made a Miller High Life rip like shirt like a couple of years back.
Chris made one too that says Ballista territory.
Yeah, we've been putting on for Miller High Life for years, and they never gave us any attention. So we kind of have moved on to just drinking whatever we want to drink because
Budweiser, baby, best bang for your buck beer.
Budweiser is more alcohol for like the same amount of money as Miller High Life. We've been drinking a lot of Bud lately.
Well, did y'all ever reach out to Miller High Life, like try to get a sponsor?
Yes, actually.
Oh, you did?
I have.
Okay.
I've tagged them in posts. I've messaged them on social media. I've emailed them. I personally, because they had like sweepstakes going on like a year or two ago to be like their like ambassador, like their brand ambassador. And so I submitted myself personally with a picture of me on stage with a 40 of Miller High Life. And I wrote up like a whole paragraph about why I deserved it and how we've been putting on for them for years. And then they picked some random white guy from like Wisconsin that had like a fish and a Miller High Life shirt on, and like he won for some reason. So that was kind of when I was like, you know what, I'm done with y'all. Y'all don't deserve my. I still drink it all the time though, but I don't put on like I used to.
I stopped whenever I put 30 pounds on for Miller High Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, that was our favorite beer.
Budweiser, if you're watching. And,
Yeah, Budweiser, if you want to sponsor us. I know I've seen on Twitter PBR. I'm not a. I'll drink. I like PBR. Actually, I like PBR. PBR puts on for bands on Twitter sometimes, so if they want to hit us up, that'd be cool too. Because we're drinkers.
Honestly, if any beer sponsored me, like I'd kind of be down, honestly.
Yeah, if a beer sponsored me, I would drink it. I don't care what.
I feel like the Ballista motto is like no beer is a bad beer because like I've literally watched you drink piss warm beer out of the back of a van in the middle of like August. So I don't think any beer will work.
A van that had no AC.
Yeah,
that was warm beer. It wasn't even piss warm. That was like you left it on the stove for a little bit.
Some tea,
some beer tea.
You guys ever reached out to like any local breweries or whatever, try to get a beer?
Well, if it would happen, then I mean, Division Brewery has made a beer for Frozen Soul, and that beer is like
really good,
amazing. So like,
real good.
We've talked about asking them. You know, we just wanted to. Yeah, I don't know why we never did. We threw around the idea. We just haven't done so yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all are in a position where you could get a local brewery to make you a beer.
I think we could.
I hope so. I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
That'd be very cool.
I love all the local beer we have in Dallas.
Same.
Really good.
Golly.
So we got the album art up on stream. Who did the art for you guys?
Our friend Charlie did the art for us. She took some pictures for us for our last full lineup, and she also does art. And so we were just like, we have this kind of like idea for art. We haven't hit anyone up for it or anything. Would you want to do it? And she was like, yeah. And so she painted it all herself and everything and put it all together. It's awesome. Turned out exactly the way we
it's better. It's better than I thought it was.
It's better than we described kind of our rough idea, and she delivered perfectly.
And for anybody wondering, her Instagram is at COW.SKOL.
On the chat.
Oh, you put it on the chat?
Yeah,
Okay,
down
cool.
on the chat.
Cool. So yeah, she did an awesome job.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I gotta ask because Champagne's mentioned it in chat. What the dog doing? Because crazy amounts of barking. I don't know if that's y'all's dog. If y'all any.
Yeah, they're in the backyard. I don't know what the hell.
There's like 18 dogs back there.
So tired of
Jesus, alrighty. No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. It's just starting to hear him a lot. It looks like the art is done by a tattoo artist. Or do they do tattoos and stuff?
No,
It's
they're
got that
mainly
feeling
like
to it.
oil paintings.
They do a lot of just like ink art and like stuff like that, but she doesn't do tattoos though. But in that style, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because ours was hand drawn.
Yeah,
she showed us
it was
on the
hand
canvas.
painted, and like would send us like updates on the canvas like as they were painting it and everything.
Nice. Okay. It looks really cool. This is the second time y'all have had the skeleton with the COTC thing on it. Is that like a character of y'all's now? Do they have a name?
Well, so we got the art for the album before we ended up putting out the singles. So the album art, the single art, I made. I just kind of went in on Photoshop and like cut out the top half of the skeleton's head, and put it on just a picture of stars and stuff because it related to like what the full art looked like. But I was talking to Zach about it like months ago at practice one time. And I kind of want to make it into like a character that we have.
Yeah,
same.
Because like it's so cool looking. It would be like a shame to not just like keep it coming back.
Fuck it. In the chat, let us know what we should nickname the skeleton.
Yeah, give us a name in the chat. Give us a name for the skeleton.
So y'all don't have any names you're already throwing around or anything? You don't have anything in your head?
I remember I came up with one like months ago, but I don't remember what it was.
Wasn't it Toby?
Yeah, maybe.
I came up with that right now.
Off the dome with Toby.
Toby the skeleton.
Fuck it, Toby.
So Got a random question here. We ask everybody. What do you put on your hot dogs?
Oh, it depends on what kind of hot dog you're talking about. Chicago dog, you throw all the fixings on there. You throw the onions, the relish, everything.
Let's do Chicago.
But if you're talking about like the gas station hot dog, I'm a straight mustard guy.
Okay.
Straight.
Okay. I like that.
Straight.
Not curved.
No curved mustard.
I do. I usually go like my basic hot dog is like ketchup and spicy mustard, but like I'll throw some hot sauce on there every once in a while. I'm pretty basic when it comes to hot dogs because like hot dog's a hot dog.
Hot sauce on a hot dog. That's not basic.
Now I want to try
That's
that.
some
now.
serial killer shit.
It is. Maybe it is. Who cares?
I do.
Maybe I can. Whatever. Or Robert.
Shit, I'll just go chili and cheese with some jalapenos on it.
Good. Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chili cheese and onions.
Yeah.
All right.
Onions.
Nice.
I'm vegetarian, so it's got to be like one of those like knockoff hot dogs and with some ketchup. I'm good to go.
Dude, it's basically every time I do an interview, there's always somebody that's vegetarian and always somebody that talks about like, eating the vegetarian hot dogs. So just wanted to say that you're not alone. There's a lot of you out there.
I'm not special.
Well, he's alone in this room.
Yeah.
Flippin' Dip asks, when are y'all coming up to Colorado?
I would love to go to Colorado.
We haven't been since end of 2018. We played in Pueblo.
Yeah,
This
there's like
little
Pueblo
coffee shop. I can't remember the
It
name.
would not take us a lot to get out there.
No,
I know.
We just got to be asked.
Yeah,
Yep.
like literally, as soon as like a promoter or a band asks us to play out there, like has a show lined up for us, like it's a done deal.
Yeah. So
Plus, I won't even have a dog this time.
Oh god.
The last time we went to Colorado, I picked up a dog at a gas station on the way there, and now she lives at my house.
What?
And
You stole somebody's dog, or?
I'm tired of dogs.
Everyone always says I stole the dog. It was at a gas station. No one knew I asked everybody at the gas station if they knew this dog. No one knew this dog. And it was going to get down to like 20 degrees that night. So I put her in the back of the car and I took her with us.
Okay.
And now I find out it's horrible, but I love her.
So yeah, basically, yeah. Let us know if y'all want us to come out to Colorado. We will come
Make
to
it happen.
Colorado.
It's to Ballista, West Coast tour.
Yeah.
yeah, let me get my PTO back after this gets to hell run.
Flippin' Dip says that he's in the process of setting up a venue spot at the coffee roast warehouse he works at. And he says that he's
Well,
got you in a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was free coffee. Me and Edward specifically, free coffee.
Do you know how much coffee I drink every day? I drink like at least 3 cups of coffee before 11 a.m. at work.
You should probably not do that.
No,
What about Ballista branded coffee?
yes.
Hell yeah. My favorite band of all time is Descendants, so their special roast is also like delicious. That'd be awesome. That'd be a dream come true.
Put out their own coffee like creamer. That's the cream of the crop Ballista.
Hey.
Oh, I like
That's
it.
really
You know?
Nice. That's why you're in the band, man. Marketing head right here. I love it.
That's why we picked them up.
So y'all released this through Don't Stress Flower Press. How did you guys get involved with it?
We started playing shows in Austin, Texas. I think
We played Georgetown specifically.
Yeah, it was like a
Georgetown, we
little
played-
portable at
It
a
was-
church.
It was supposed to be like an outdoor show, but there was like storms and everything. And so it ended up getting moved to a portable at a church. And Matt from Don't Stress Flower Press was there and bought like all of our merch and like just became a homie at that show. And so then every time we play Austin, he'd be there. And he just started hitting us up to do stuff through Don't Stress Flower Press. We were like, yeah, definitely. Like all of his ideas were fucking awesome. He helps us out so much with so many things, and like, dude puts on for the bands that he has. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Number one, he's the number one dude.
I haven't seen physicals for the album yet. Are we getting physicals soon?
we're working
We're
on
working on it.
it. We're working on it.
We just got so much stuff going on with like the tour coming up and then LDV next week and everything that we haven't gotten around to it yet, but we want to start working towards it as soon as possible. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It'll happen.
Well, it seems like you kind of want to get physicals before you go on tour, right?
You would
Yeah.
think, right?
You get CDs or something, right?
I
Like,
think so. Hopefully we'll have them by then. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
well, since you mentioned tour, that was the next thing I was going to get to. You guys just announced an East Coast tour in May with Gates of Hell. I've never heard of them before, but I'm assuming if they're going with you guys, they're awesome. But it's the first time y'all have played the East Coast. Is that right?
Yep. Very first time because like I think the furthest away we've gone so far was Colorado back in 2018.
Or Ohio,
Oh yeah, we did play Ohio that
2019.
2019.
Yeah, we've
But
been straight Midwest.
Yeah, we've
for the
done
most part.
kind of straight up the middle.
Hmm.
But our first time getting out out east, I mean, and I'm super stoked about it.
Yeah.
Kind of seems like there's not a whole lot straight up down the middle. Like, if I'm being
You'd be
honest.
surprised.
Yeah, you would be
I guess you
surprised.
got like what would it be? I guess it's Michigan and Wisconsin and stuff. I guess you got those, but besides that, like South Dakota or you
Yeah,
know what I
right.
mean? Okay.
South Dakota hardcore.
No, dude, the East Coast is insane though. Like they're popping off with music. So like, congrats, that's awesome, man.
It's gonna be
Thank you.
awesome. Every like day by day flyer that I've seen so far, I've been excited for. Like, I haven't seen one that I'm not like stoked about because like I always know at least one of the bands on the flyer, and I know that they're sick, and so I'm just looking forward to it every single time. So it's gonna be really cool.
Champagne's in chat says, "Don't worry, Matt would drive 2,000 miles to hand deliver physicals." And Don't Stress says, "Yes, multiples of physicals are coming." So here we go.
Yep, it's gonna be
Oh.
sick.
Y'all are also playing So What Fest, and I saw a lineup for that. What the fuck, dude? Like that's
Yeah, playing with
insane.
Tiger.
Huh?
Big crit. I'm more excited for
Nah,
him.
big
No,
crit.
I'm popping off for Waka Flocka. I'm not gonna lie. Like I remember like before we got asked to play and I saw like the lineups, I was like, man, I really want to play with Waka Flocka. That would be so cool. And then we are playing that day. I'm stoked.
That's fucking awesome.
So like I like the whole fest. They did a really good job at spreading out all the acts so that like you really want to go to all 3 days. But day 3 is definitely the one for me personally that I'm most excited about.
Plus, we all grew up like going to that festival, you know, like as teenagers and stuff. So it's cool to see that kind of come like full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they were doing like shows at like the Plano Center and stuff like that back when I was a kid. Like, that's crazy. They're throwing stuff like this now.
Yeah, it's
So, what's the best show you guys have played so far?
Y'all don't
Yeah,
have to
you
say
can have
it's
individual answers too.
Oh,
Like, it doesn't all have to be like a consensus or anything.
definitely a good lineup. I'm trying to think of what it would be though.
Wasn't there a release show? It was
I
probably
think
a release show.
I think our best set was our release show, yeah.
Yeah.
We put at the shop.
Yeah, we played at the shop.
And another one when we were on that run with Madball, the Austin date I felt was really
Yeah.
strong. Like that was Edward's first show with
Yeah.
us, and I feel like that was just the sound was on point.
It
And
really set the tone for like us going forward.
yeah,
Like
I
from there.
Adding to that one, the last show at 523. That show was fucking badass.
Which one was that? Was that?
It was when we popped all the confetti.
Yeah, that one was really good. We played a festival at 523 in Austin. I bought a bunch of confetti cannons on the way down, and during our like last breakdown, we had people pop them for us, and it was just like it was so cool. It was awesome.
That's
I felt
sick. That's
on
so
top.
cool.
There video of that?
Yeah, somewhere.
So, y'all did a run with Madball?
Yeah.
How many dates?
Four, just around Texas.
Dang, that's awesome. Holy crap.
Technically, yeah. So it was supposed to happen back in August. It was Madball and Death Before Dishonor, but Madball ended up like last second not being able to make it. And so like we hit up Death Before Dishonor and we were like, do y'all still want to do the run? And they were like, yeah, definitely. We're already like pretty much down there. So we ended up just doing it with Death Before Dishonor, which was awesome in itself because I've been listening to them since I was like a little kid. And then they rescheduled it So it was Madball and Death Before Dishonor again this past December, and we got asked to do it again. We were like, obviously we're gonna do it. Why would we say no to that?
Dude, that is awesome. How did y'all hook up with Death Before Dishonor? Like, how did they find y'all?
We just got asked by Third String. They just hit us up and like, y'all want to do this run? We're like, yes, because they booked all 4 of the shows, and so we were like, yeah, obviously we wanted. Why would we say no to that?
That's
Madball's
crazy.
Madball was like one of the first hardcore bands I got into. So like getting to watch them, even though it was only 4 nights, is just like I remember just like the first night that we were all at the top of that come and take
And
it.
they bought us beer, and we were just like up there drinking, like, damn,
Like, what the fuck is happening?
It's very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Cool
And-
4 days.
And now, like, both those bands are like our friends now, which is like nuts.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Shout out B-roll.
Shout out B-roll.
Shout out Greg Pate.
So what's the worst show you guys have played?
Well, so we had a really close friend of ours pass away back in October, and we're playing the Prom Corps Festival up in Oklahoma and Tulsa.
Hmm.
And he passed away the night before we were supposed to play, and
That's when we found out about it.
that's whenever we found out about it. And so we were playing the next day because we were just like, well, you know, our buddy Tony, he would have wanted us to play.
God damn. That cat.
And so we played the next day, and I mean, it was the worst, and it was also like
people popped off, like, stage, like, crowd reaction wise, it was really good.
Yeah.
But just us personally, because Tony is, like, before he was our friend, like, all of us, because it was just the 4 of us, Edward wasn't in the band yet. So it was just the 4 of us, but all of us, like, even before Tony became our friend, he was like a hero to us before we started to like know him personally.
Hmm.
And so we were all pretty out of it. And it was really emotional for us having to like play that set without him, because he would come on a lot of our runs and like our out of town shows and everything. He was at almost every single one of our shows. So it was very emotional, and it sucked to do. It was very weird, but it was, I don't know. It's weird, I guess. That's all I can really say about it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to hear about that. That sucks, but you know,
Sure.
it'd be hard to go on after something like that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I just figured if we didn't play, I could see him calling us pussies.
Yeah.
Like, we were debating on not playing because we were all just so broken up about it. But I was just like, he would be so pissed if we didn't play.
Yeah.
We're getting a couple of rip Tonys in chat, so some of these people know what you're talking about. True Grit says, "Hey, but y'all killed it though." So
Hey,
That's out, Chris.
Appreciate it.
so you guys have shirts up on Bandcamp, and you got hats through Don't Stress Flower Press. You got anything
Yes.
you could show us? I don't know if
I got the hat right here.
oh yeah.
So you got just the logo hat, and then on the back,
Sheesh. Alrighty.
and that's how many stitches are in the actual like stitching. Shouts out to Matt for that.
Oh, because of the song. Okay, I got you. I'm like, why would you? Okay, that makes sense. It's really good merch, actually.
I got all of our current work spread back here. So let me pull these up for you. We got the yellow on gray COTC.
I don't understand. I don't get it. Why is it? The
Oh, it's just cream of the crop. Bird's just there to look cool. It's a
Okay,
FUBU rip. It's a FUBU rip from like a early 2000s FUBU shirt. And we also got the red variant.
nice.
Yep. It's also the same thing. Then we got
How many more we have, but
we got like 3 of these hoodies left. But it's a hoodie green version of the COTC bird, but it says Ballista Territory at the bottom. And then it also has a lyric from Absolute Terror. There are 6 million ways to die, choose one. And then did I bring 2 of these? My bad. Then we got this one. It's got Ballista Territory in orange and green.
Nice.
It's got God's Image lyrics on the back with the release date of the album because we're just stoked about it.
Sick.
Cool little skeleton for God's Image. And then we got this tan skeleton soldier type beat. Yeah.
Dope. I like it.
Yeah.
And the red.
I already showed the red.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
paying
everything.
attention.
But yeah, that's everything we got right now.
I just remembered y'all had what do you call them? Some guests up on the album. I believe one of them was I want to say her name was Kate Moss of Scowl.
Yeah, from Scowl.
How did you hook up with your guests?
So Scowl played in Fort Worth like 2 days before Promcore, I think.
It was literally days before.
Yeah, it was like the day before or 2 days
It
before.
was the day before because we left.
Yeah, it was the day before
Yeah.
Promcore, and I don't know, we just got to talk to them, like hang out a little bit. Oh, thank you. We got to talk to them, hang out a little bit, and then seeing them just like at Promcore because I also played Promcore. So just seeing them the next 2 days, like we just got to spend some time with them, talk to them, get cool with them and everything. And so whenever we were recording the album and everything, we were thinking about getting guests on it. And we were just like, what about Kat? Let's ask Kat, like if she'd be down. And so I shot Kat a message and she was super down. So that's how that one worked.
Well, you have another one, right? Or did you have two others? Was at
We
least
had
one, right?
other one. Yeah, we had Reese from Creeping Death on there as well.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't realize he was from Creeping Death. That's sick.
Yeah.
How like do y'all know them personally too, or?
Yeah, I've known
River and I were at Creepy Death's very
their
first
very
show.
first show. We were at their very first show. Known Reese just for a couple of years, like just from being at Creeping Death shows and talking to them after their sets. Known Trey, their guitarist, for a long time from his old bands. So and known Lincoln a long time.
Met AJ through combat.
Met AJ through Combat when he was in Combat. Yeah, just known all those dudes for a minute now. And so we just were like, because we had Reese on Path of Deicide, which is kind of like our most death metal song on the album. And we were like, let's get a death metal vocalist on it. So we were like, let's ask fucking Reese. Why not?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and they killed their part too. It was
Insane.
awesome.
It's crazy because like the two features we really wanted were the ones we got. You know,
Yeah.
like
That's
I don't know, that rarely happens.
Yeah.
True Grit Hardcore 89 says, "A, who's the most dangerous in the pit, Robert or River?"
Well,
Everyone's saying River because she moshes with her boot on when she.
I don't watch my mood anymore though.
I will say I've been kicked in the face by River and never by Robert. Every time Robert moshes near me, he's a sweetheart.
River's more ruthless.
Yeah,
Say.
I think I care less. I care less about the people that I know. I think.
You and
Yeah.
Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe doesn't give a shit either.
Yeah.
I saw Chloe just punch somebody at the last show. I was like, okay.
At that Scowl show, Chloe got me in the rib, and I was like, not good for a while.
Flipping
Yeah.
Dip in chat says, "What states/venues are on the band bucket list?"
Chain reaction.
I was about to say chain
Chain
reaction.
reaction.
I would say Madison Square Garden, but that might be a little
That's
ambitious.
Hey, there you go, man.
Uh,
That's some visions you got right there, man. Like in a couple of years.
Super Bowl halftime show. Whenever it's at Cowboy Stadium next, that one's up there.
Not necessarily a venue, but like wherever they have This Is Hardcore at, like, that's like
Yeah.
if we ever played This Is Hardcore, then I could just be like, whatever happens next, I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
Or CC Pizza during lunch.
Hey, there you go, man.
I will put Denny's on there.
Yeah.
Dang.
Denny's.
Denny's Grand Slam.
I'm trying to think of other ones. I feel like I'm missing some.
Chain Reaction is definitely a good one. Is CBGB still
Nah,
around?
CD is
No.
closed.
No? Okay, I didn't.
There
I
is a
don't-
big one up there now, though. I forget what it's called now.
The Electric Factory. When I played there with Unity, I'd love to play there with. I love to play.
All right.
What was it? Florida.
Which one?
It was really you played it before.
Oh, I know which one you're thinking of.
Irish or something.
I think the one in Orlando where like people get in huge fights all the time. Every
Yeah.
time I've played there, there's been like
Yeah.
a massive brawl.
Yeah, I've always wanted
I don't
to
remember what
do
it's
Damn.
called. I think
What?
that one got down too.
that.
No, yeah.
I feel like you got a good story there. What's up with the venue where people fight each other?
I just remember the first time I ever went on the road with a band was when I was back in Unity. It was my very first run with them. We went out to Florida with Body Snatcher. And during Body Snatcher, there just this huge brawl broke out. I feel like I have the video saved somewhere, but like in the video you can see like one dude has someone in a headlock and they're just smashing the dude and his face is all bloody. Someone else gets like pushed up against the bar and starts getting punched. Like it was nuts for like no reason. I was just standing on a table at the back, just my phone up. But every time I played there, it was crazy like that though.
I saw Ian is in the chat, and I'm sure he's gonna roast me for saying this, but before we played there last year, Paper Tiger in San Antonio was up there on my list.
Yeah.
We got to play it
Fun.
twice.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Those are both really good.
I was honestly just thinking that.
Yeah.
Ian.
I'd do that for you real quick.
Chat's got some suggestions of places y'all should hit up. We got Ballista at Wembley Stadium, Ballista at Stonebriar Mall, Ballista at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Let's go.
Got
At least
Ballista at
have
the White House.
The White
The
House?
White House.
The White House.
Spin kick Joe Biden.
We got Ballista at Ingram Park Mall, but it's just Robert.
That old motherfucker out, huh?
What?
We got Ballista at Ingram Park Mall, but it's just Robert.
Yeah.
That's the spot, man. That's a cool ass mall. I love it. There.
Ballista at Town East Mall. The Town East Mall hot topic.
Ballista at Collin Creek.
Collin Creek parking lot.
So let's close this out with your album of the year for last year. If something's caught your eye this year so far, you can go ahead and shout that out too.
Oh man,
Scowl How Flowers Grow.
Scowl up there.
I need to check them out. Did they just release that, or was that from like last year?
That's from last year.
Yeah, it was like late last year, I think. Dead Heat's album from last year, I really like a lot.
Oh, I got one. Bleak, A Crack in the Cortex.
Bleak.
They're one band that should be like the biggest
They should
band in
be
the world.
huge. They're so
Facts.
good. They played our release show, and I was like, man, we have to play after them. This
Yeah.
sucks.
This year I have Tales of Other Time by Stormkeep. They're a really cool like melodic black metal band. They kind of remind me of like older Dissection. That album is fucking insane. So I'd throw that out there.
Age of Apocalypse is
That's
the
what I was gonna
record.
say.
Yeah.
Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be playing with them, or we're all playing with them at LDB on the same day.
Slow Bleed from California also put out a really good album this year. Well, that's everything off the top of my head, at least.
Yeah. I think
See, Space Cowboy put a good ass album, like the end of last year, I think.
The Space Cowboy was dope.
Oh, there's like
Yeah.
yeah, so that's not really last.
Ed, I don't know if we've heard anything from you, man. What's your album of the year?
Run Edward.
I was just asking Jonathan about Drain. If their album came out in 2020 or 2021, because I don't really remember. But that album was really fucking good. And then I don't know, I just listened to a bunch of like indie shit.
Yeah, I got you.
Also-
We always got somebody that doesn't really stay up to date on like new stuff coming out, so it totally get you, man.
No, like I listened to like Incendiary and shit. Like that. I don't know if it's like newer though. Incendiary and that 156 Silence stuff. Like it's been fucking cool. Yeah.
156 Silence, dude, they're fucking sick.
Yeah.
They're dope.
Does Fall 50 Feet count? Because I've heard them. They're fucking tight too.
Yeah, they count.
Yeah.
Why does that not count?
I don't know because I don't know time anymore.
Facts.
Time's an illusion.
So if we're talking last year, Slave to the Scalpel by 200 Stab Wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great album.
Yeah, that album. I was actually gonna say that
Yeah.
one too, but yeah. I mean, it's so hard right now because there's so many fucking cool ass bands putting out cool ass shit. Like, it's so hard.
Foreign Hands is new.
Oh,
EP.
yeah.
Which one?
So,
Foreign Hands.
Foreign Hands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just put this new EP. It's really
their
good.
EP.
Man, y'all tell me all these band names I gotta write down to check them out.
The EP is called Bleed the Dream. That shit is fucking.
It's so good.
Whew.
Alright. Well, if you're looking for something to mosh to, you should check out Ballista Territory, the debut album from Ballista, which dropped back in February through Don't Stress Flower Press. Where can people find you guys?
Spotify, every streaming service. I know it. The album's also on TikTok. Don't know how that happened, but it's on there. East Dallas. We're always out in East Dallas. Yeah, everywhere. Every streaming service you use, I'm pretty sure it's out on.
Okay.
YouTube, everything.
And you guys are on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, we got everything.
Do y'all have a TikTok?
Yeah, we do. I need to post on it more, but we do have.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then there's also the Don't Just Flower Press Bandcamp where you could get those sick hats. But as for me, drop my channel, follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming services. You can also subscribe for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube, folks, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, click on the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at soundthatendskreation.bandcamp.com. My new album, Boomers, Zoomers, Desperate Coomers, is out now. My next guest is In Angles. Join us this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, y'all. Hope you had a good time.
Have a good night, man.
You have a good one.
Great order. Texas House.
And thank you guys for watching and listening.